Everyone, so welcome back to another video. I wasn't sure if I was going to record a video this week because I'm working on a couple projects right now where they are book review projects, but they need their time to be put together and to be read properly so I can give something of quality to you guys. However, I wanted to come on here to talk about my current fall reads, and these are books that I got for my birthday, so I'm very appreciative of them. And yeah, I thought I would give this type of video a try. I don't know how well this is going to go, but let's get started. So, first up in my stack of books, there aren't very many, but to me it's a stack of books, um, is Healing the Witch Wound by Celeste Larson. Now, I was, pulled to read this book because the topic of the witch wound is a topic in a lot of discussion lately, in both spiritual and on a personal level. And if we think about it, all of us that are here on this planet have been going through life and we've been, hurt in a way where we can't authentically show up to the world and embrace who we are. Um, this book is all about that and reclaiming our power and our magic if you believe in magic. If you don't believe in magic, that's okay. If you don't identify as a modern witch, that's all right as well. I don't identify as a modern witch or anything like that. That doesn't ring true for me. However, there are some very important, concepts that I wanted to read about with an open mind. And I've been also reading this alongside having a notebook and a pen, uh, so that I can write down whatever occurs to me, and it's going to be put in my review. And I wasn't expecting this, but within the first couple of pages, I started to cry just because people with disabilities were impacted by the witch trials back, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. They were impacted by this. They were killed, they were executed, they were mistreated, and they were accused of being something that they weren't just because they were disabled. Um, this made me cry, and it also just made me think of many things. Made me think of if I was born in that time period, this probably would have happened to me as well. This could have happened to, you know, my grandmother because she had, religious beliefs that differ from the people of this time period. She had, you know, um, a lot of these spiritual practices that you're going to read about in this book. My grandmother practiced a lot of what is mentioned. There's a lot of overlap in my family's life and what's in the book. But it doesn't make them bad people. You know what I mean? Like, it was really eye opening, and I said, oh my gosh, this is why I was drawn to it, even though it made me nervous. Because I felt, and I told my boyfriend this, I felt that I didn't want to be judged just because I'm reading a book with an open mind that may not resonate with everybody, including people that are close to me in my inner circle. This may not resonate with everybody, but there are practices in here that I can just say, my family has similar practices, from, maybe not from this book entirely, but the religion or their beliefs, there's a lot of overlap, and even though I don't identify with a lot of the overlap, my family did. I don't know how many of you know this or if I shared it, but I was born into an interfaith family, so I've got different beliefs. I've grown up with a lot of different beliefs, because of my mom and my dad. They were two different belief systems, two different religions in my family. And as I got older, my mom was very open to just embracing that I can find my own path. As long as I believed in something, she was happy with me. She was happy about that. She didn't want me to go through life without believing in something and something greater than myself. And I'm a product of an interfaith relationship that my parents had. And with that came different beliefs and different, prayers, different religious celebrations, all of that. So while I never knew my ancestors, there is, again, I'm going to repeat this again, I'm sorry, but there is a lot of overlap. And it really, really shocked me that that something like this, like the witch trials, could happen because it was stemmed from, people feeling threatened, people, you know, it was a different time, but it's unbelievable what these people had to go through. And imagine if my family was born in this time just because they had different practices like drinking herbal tea. My mom's a big believer in drinking herbal tea, and one herbal tea did help my health, my overall health, my overall well-being. My family would have been judged for that or executed for that, and I'm just kind of like, now I see why I was pulled to this book. And if I had a disability in this time period, I have a lazy eye, I would be hurt, you know, just because of this, because of a belief system, because of fear. People fear what they do not understand and makes them act in ways that are just unacceptable, this intolerance. And we've got to be more open to people of different backgrounds, different beliefs, and before I read this book, I said a prayer to God. I said a prayer to God. I said, something along the lines of, please help me through this. Please do not allow me to be fearful. And if I am fearful, give me the nudge to just take a break from it. But I now understand why I was pulled to this book, even if I don't relate to all the concepts of this book or I don't resonate with all of them. I can see the overlap between what is mentioned here and to my grandmother and their practices and my mom's practices. She's not religious, but she's very spiritual, and there are things that she does to honor the memory of my grandmother because she was a very, very religious woman. We wanted to keep up with that, and since she's passed away since last year, there were things that my mom had to do on a religious level, and that included my mom being outside. And when she did what she had to do in honor of my grandmother, a butterfly showed up. So there's a sign from heaven, there's a sign from heaven for my mom to show her that my grandmother is at peace and she is okay. Right? So we got to be open minded. We have to stop being afraid of what we want to explore. It may not ring true for us, but for somebody else, this book may be very much more impactful. And it's been impactful for me in a very, very different way where I've seen the connection with my family. But, and how I was, raised in two different religious backgrounds. But that is okay. I wouldn't be who I am if it wasn't for that. So there we go. So let's move on to the next book, but I will go more in detail about this in a review in the near future. But if you choose to read this, you also do not have to read every section if you're not ready. You can pace yourself and go to start with a different section. If you feel resonated to, just pay attention to how your body feels, and you will be guided in the right direction. But this is a well written, and I think the research that Celeste has done was very respectful. You can tell that she's very passionate, but she's a very, very good writer, a very talented writer. You can feel her empathy. You can feel the anger when she's telling us these stories and sharing these stories. But it's done in such a gentle but firm way. Throughout the book, she's never lost her empathy. So keep that in mind for this book, but don't be scared because there's a lot of good information that we can learn from the past so we can heal ourselves on a spiritual level in the present. Because we're all connected. We all have ancestors. So we're all connected. So here we go. That's part one. Okay. The next book that I got as a birthday gift from my mom was The Great Witch of Brittany. I hope I pronounced the word correctly. But look at this cover, you guys. It is so gorgeous, and it gives us the magical feel. It's Halloween time, and as you can tell, or if you can't, I do have a little bookmark here. So based on what I read from that one page, I can tell Louisa Morgan is a beautiful, gifted, magical author, and I am so glad that I may have found another favorite author. So this is great. This is going to be very empowering and very touching. I could just feel it, and I'm going to go with it. But if you've read this book, please let me know down below in the comments. But I'm looking forward to reading more of this. I haven't yet, but I'm looking forward to it. The next book I got was, or it's a manga. So these are from my boyfriend's family and my boyfriend for my birthday. It was a wonderful surprise. So thank you guys so much. I love you and I appreciate you all. So it's My Happy Marriage #3. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Mio, fares in her current predicament, like volume 2, y'all. Volume 2, I want to know what the heck happened there. So I'm looking forward to reading this, but I know the story gets darker. So if I do get triggered, I may just take a little bit of a break, But look at the art. Isn't the art beautiful? The art's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and I am looking forward to diving into this. I haven't yet, but I will. So that. And we also have #4. I had to get #4. So thank you again to my lovely boyfriend and his family. This is gorgeous. So after I read these, I'm going to be up to date. But in order for me to keep with the flow with manga series, I have to read them from volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, just to get back in the flow of the story. Especially since it's been a while since with the exception of volume 1 that I did for a review for the YouTube channel, it's going to be a while before I'm caught up with the whole story as a full picture, because I have to revisit them again, so I can get back in the flow, back in the world. Because when you're reading manga, especially when they're new manga, it could take a while for new volumes to come out, or sometimes it takes years for volumes to come out. So I'm keeping that in mind. But that is everything, you guys, that I'm currently reading for fall. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for your support as always, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.